Welcome, welcome to another episode of the Creative Flow Stream, where I, Nifemi Aluko, will be writing and editing my book, my fourth book coming, Musta's Mixtape, and using this opportunity to connect, taking some time on a Saturday to write, to and to pretty much do anything you also want to do with the time. It's more like an accountability session. So use this moment to write, to work on your business, to strategize, to plan, to to reflect. Whatever you want to do is up to you. So gonna take some time. I'm currently editing my book. You see that right there in the left, right there. Yep. Um, and I'll be editing it live. Musta's Mixtape. There's a book coming. Excuse me, my fourth book coming August 2024. Is a prequel to my first novel, Toffee's Divide, and I'm currently at the stage where I'm working with the my development editor, and we're getting to it, and we're going through the chapters and making things happen. So what I'm going to do is play some music in the background. I'm going to write. So join me as I write, and I'll be back at 9:10 Pacific time to do a little check-in, to do a little chat. So feel free to drop any comments and let's get to it. All right. Music today brought to us by Jay Dilla, one and only. All right, all right. How's everybody doing? I see 11 people in here. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Quick break. What's up, Emily? I see you. How you doing? Peter, was good. YS Books, I see you asking what is the title of my book. The name of the book is Musta's Mixtape. Thanks for asking. It's coming out in August 2024, in about 2 months, I believe. Actually, in a month and a half. How you doing? How you doing? Who else is in here? Peter, I see you. Hope you're well. Thank you for asking. I'm doing very well. As you can see, I'm writing. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well yourself. Emily, the doing. Let's see what you're saying. Emily, it's hard to see on mobile. I feel you. I feel you. Um, yeah, I know the way it's set up is actually even hard to see my screen because it's tiny what I'm typing into. I could toggle this a bit just so that you can see if you're listening. Let's toggle that real quick. As you can see, I'm on chapter 3, editing. Let's see what you say. Is there a way to make the shared screen bigger? Yep, that's what I just did. Hope you're still listening in and you can see that. So yeah, what are we doing today? So far, how things have proceeded. I'm at the stage where I'm editing the book, working with my development editor, and just to give you let's say, a preview of how this process goes, at least for me. Um, there are several stages. So the first stage is you write the draft manuscript. That's almost just like a brain dump of what's on your mind, what's your story. For me, writing fiction, what I use the hero's journey, and the hero's journey just helps me map things out, gives me some kind of direction. So when I start any story, funny enough, I started in an Excel spreadsheet. And I just kind of go through the hero's journey. Musta is the hero of this story, so I kind of just mapped out his journey. Um, so once I had that draft, funny enough, I wrote the entire book on my phone. Um, just 15 minutes a day. I did it like a 60-day challenge, and just kind of just kept going. So ended up with about 49,000 words. I kept it for a while, almost a year, and I just didn't do anything with it. The next phase, the second phase, is to get someone to read your manuscript. Usually, a development editor. This is when they come in very handy. So a development editor helps you with the general plot of your story, helps you with the character, helps you kind of fill gaps in what you're writing. You also need someone to be like, does this make sense, right? So that's the phase I'm in now. My development editor is giving me a lot of feedback. You can see her right there in the comments. Her name is Shana. You can reach out to her if you're looking to work with a development editor. She So pretty much she's going through each chapter. She's either telling me, you can see here is this, she's like, chapter 3, 4, and 5 need a major plot level rewrite. Excuse me. And then that was some feedback she gave me like 3 weeks ago. So I ended up rewriting those chapters. I think we're in a better place now. So development editor goes through everything, gives feedback, gives you a sense of where you should be going. They're more like a creative partner that gets through your work, right? Um, in that same process, what I found that to be helpful is creating a beta community. So I'll say that's step number 3. Create a beta community, and your beta community, you can send them a few chapters of your book, beginning chapters of the book. They can read it, give you some quick feedback. I have about 4 to 5 people in my beta community. They've read the first 5 chapters. They've told me what they like, told me what can be improved. Whenever I ask for feedback, I try to be very specific. I don't just say, what do you think? I usually ask, what do you like? Ask these 2 questions. What do you like the most about the story? And second question is, what is the one thing you would improve about the story? The reason I ask this question is more to give a very clear direction as to what needs to be um, what I want from my community. Usually, if you just ask for, hey, tell me what you think, sometimes it's hard for people to understand. So, first thing, what do you um, like? I take those responses and do more of that, right, in my edits. And what do you want? What's the one thing you want me to improve? I take that one thing and improve it. Or if they say there's something confusing, I remove out the confusing stuff. So number 3 is beta community. Now, number 4 is literally kind of what I'm doing now, which is going through the edits of your development editor and your beta community and just rereading the story and putting things that need to be changed. What I'm going to be doing now in the next hour is I'm actually going to speed through each chapter and I'm just going to put notes. And that's my hope. I have notes of things I've thought about, and I'm just going to find places and put notes and say, write about this here, write about this here. And then the next time I'm editing, I'm going to actually write the stuff. So, what you're going to see me doing in the next hour is just quick, like signposts. Just put this here, put that here, put this here. Um, so once you get through this level of editing, the next editor is what they call is like a marketing editor. So a marketing editor is kind of someone that another creative partner. Your book is already well defined. They're helping you with plots. They're helping you with um, sequencing, helping you figure out if there are holes in your story, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, they're helping you pull out lines that could be used as copy on Instagram, Twitter, blog posts. They're kind of pulling out the things that would eventually you need to use to market your actual book. The next editor is a copy editor. So this is the last phase of editing. They're the ones that are gonna, make sure your syntax and semantics are all good, all that grammar stuff. Um, I'm more of a story driven person. I'm fine with having grammatical errors, but you want the story to be pleasant enough for your readers. So you want to take out anything that they'll be hung up on, particularly the way you're writing, your spelling, and all that kind of stuff. A huge hack, and you have to be very patient to do this, is to read your entire story out loud, right? So when you're before, as you send it to the copy editor, that's good. There'll still be errors. Is to read the entire story out loud, sit down and just read it out. The reason for doing this is you find things that are um, mistakes that you didn't pick up visually, but you also start to learn to talk about your work in not in just a written form. It makes it sound more natural, right? So after copy editing, the next phase is layout and design. So there's a layout. There's usually a layout person that would actually put it in a way that's that YS just said, I let the computer read it for me. I find more errors that way. Yep, that's a good one. I've actually not tried that before. Um, um, yeah, I'm curious if you let the computer read it out and you can hear it sonically, or it's more of just the squiggly lines kind of thing. I'll be curious to hear that. But yeah, so the next one is the layouts. Have you send it so on there? The ones that kind of put the quotes, you kind of tell them how you want each chapter to look. Make sure that each chapter is starting on the right side of the page, all that kind of stuff. The borders are good. I've done that personally using Adobe InDesign. Adobe InDesign is a good is a good way to format. But if you don't want to do it yourself, send it to someone to format. Once you have that, you have the PDF. Um, the next step is to get your cover design. So, they always say books are not judged. You don't judge a book by its cover. People do judge books by covers. So you want to make sure that all your work that you have done, all the writing, all everything, you want to make sure that it's appealing enough to stop a potential reader in the bookstore or Amazon or wherever it is to be like, what's this story about? Let me read. Right. So a good way to do this is to go look at books in the genre that you're writing in, kind of look at the different formats, different styles. You want it to kind of fit into that genre a bit so that it's kind of familiar, but make it unique for yourself. Best thing, find a cover designer to do this, a book cover designer. So once you have your design, once you have your formatted book, put it all together, you can publish it yourself on Amazon, um, Ingram Spark. Yeah, we could talk about all of that down the line, but those are the steps. So just to recount, write your manuscript, um, get your development editor to help with character and plot, um, work with a beta community for them to read your book and to give you some quick feedback. Incorporate that feedback in a next set of edits, so the feedback of your development editor and your beta community. Once you're on that stage, the next phase is to work with a marketing editor to kind of help you fill up any holes, to start pulling out quotes and things that you can use to market your book. Send that to a copy editor to kind of finalize everything. You can read it out loud yourself to make sure you have everything going as well as books as recommended here. You can also let your computer read it to you to find more errors. There'll always be errors. I'm still finding errors in some of the books I've written. um the next phase will be layout and design and formatting the book so it looks exactly the way you want it to look, cover design, and then publish. So those are a few steps. And YS just said yes. Let the computer read it out loud. Wow, I need to figure out how to do that. So YS, if you can drop a line in there about how you actually do that and what program you use, that will be very helpful. All right. So it's 9:27 PST on my end. I'm going to do another 45 minutes, 50 minutes of this, playing some music in the background, writing, and join in. I hope you join in and write your own book, or write whatever you're working on, your newsletter, an article, or use it to strategize, plan, whatever it is. Just use this opportunity as a way to move forward, right? As accountability, to keep moving forward. All right. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for all 11 people in here. I really appreciate your time. So let's get back into it. I'm going to play some music. I'm actually going to go boil some water for some tea, just to keep me going. But I'm right here, and we're going to get back into it. All right. All right. There we have it. Let me adjust this. How's everyone doing? 14 people in the space. Yeah, was another interesting session. Kind of lost track of time, but kept it going. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for throwing in all these comments. They've been very glad to get to each one of them. Let me put this up. By YS Books gave a very good recommendation on how to edit or do a copy edit instead of speaking out loud. You can get your computer to read it. I think that's a very interesting way to do it. I put her comments down there so that you can check it out. So yeah, today was just another editing process, and writing is rewriting. Writing is never finished. I remember my editor telling me that. And the process, people just think sometimes the process is you just sit down, write, and everything just comes out to you perfectly. But that's not the case. You almost have to go through the process, right? You write once, you come back, you write again, you come back, you write again. And it's like I like to compare writing to sculpting. So you start with like raw material and you just keep on chipping away through editing until the story is fully revealed and you're happy with how the story has shaped out. It gets to a point where even if you keep editing, the the difference you make in the book is not so profound. And for me, that's when I stop. When I realize that if I keep on editing, the benefits of spending more time would not really translate to a benefit for the reader. That's when it's time to move on to either your next book, your next manuscript, or to focus on marketing and trying to get it out to the reader. So, my process today was very interesting. I've been doing this stream for about 6 episodes now, and I'm finally, finally went through the whole manuscript with my development editor, and now trying to start from the beginning and seeing places I can make changes, put kind of broad themes that have been pointed out, and kind of just put like signposts of places I can make some of these changes. So that's what I was doing. So I was just kind of scrolling through, writing in red, big bold statements saying, include this here, change this here, add the person's voice here, and that just helps me on my next edit to give me more direction so that I'm not kind of looking around. I have a clear sense of what I want to change. So that has been the process. And as I mentioned, the in my last the last time we came around an hour ago, writing your book goes through several processes. It's not just a one-time thing. There are about 7 phases to writing your book. First one is to write your manuscript. That's the first dump. You just kind of put everything in your mind down. If you're writing fiction, you can use something like the hero's journey as a way to sketch out things. I usually start my stories in an Excel file with 12 lines and just one sentence per arc of the story. The second phase is to get it to a development editor. Development editor will help you with the plot and characters and help you kind of give you a general structure of what you're writing. The person is like a creative partner. Third phase is to send a couple of chapters to a beta community, a few friends. In my case, 4 to 5 friends, and ask for feedback. Make sure that feedback is very clear. Um, Ask for 2 things: what did you like about the story, and what can you improve about the story? Use that feedback and your development editor's feedback to start editing. Move on to step 4, which is working with a marketing editor and a copy editor. And these are editors that help you refine the story and finally make sure that you don't have any grammatical errors in there. Step 5 is to send it off to your layout designer, and that's the person that's going to kind of format the book, take it from all these clumps of text into something that is very appealing, good margins, make sure chapter titles stick out, make sure the quotes are very nice. They're the people that get your book to an end product. If you want to do it yourself, you can use Adobe InDesign to format your book. I personally prefer to send it out to a professional to do it. Step 6 is to get your cover design. Most people will say, don't judge a book by a cover, but most people do judge books by their cover. So as much as you put in all this work, all this time to write, to edit, to clarify, make sure your cover design looks good, because that's kind of what catches the attention of the reader first. And advice is to go look at other books in the genre that you're writing in and kind of get a sense of style, look at what you like, and then send stuff that you like to your cover designer as a place to start and then refine from them. You can also do it yourself if you wanted to. I'm sure you can use tools like Midjourney and all that kind of stuff to prompt and kind of get a good place to start. And then the last phase is to publish your book. Once you get your PDF as a cover design and you have your PDF from your layout designer, you can then put it all together, publish it on Amazon, Ingram Sparks, or you could decide to self-publish and send it to a printer in your local area to print out a few books or print out a number of books and sell it on maybe your website or wherever you decide. Last phase is marketing. You always have to market the book. Um, Nobody is just going to find you. You have to go out there and sell the book. Part of that is doing things like streaming yourself, talking to people, connecting with other people. Try to get your story out. It is on you to get that story out to the people that you feel like it will be beneficial to. So, those are the steps. Those are the main steps to getting your book to your engaged audience, right? So, once again, thanks for joining in. This was another episode of Creative Flow Stream, episode 6. Going to keep going. As I said, Musta's Mixtape, my fourth book, coming out in August 2024. We're almost there. We're about 6 to 7 weeks away from publication, and yeah, the book is coming together, coming live and direct. So I hope to see you there. Thanks for joining in, Emily, Peter, YS Books. I really appreciate you. I see 16 people joined in. I'm very grateful that you could join in and spend your time with me this Saturday. I wish you a very nice weekend, very restful, and I hope you get to recharge, and wishing you a great week ahead. All right, take care. Keep creating. Peace.